Okay, hey, how you doing, Facebook? So, haven't been around quite so much because lessons have started again, and I teach as well as online consultations and coaching plans and sports injury advice and blogging and stuff. Also, an A&P teacher. I'm conscious it's quite windy, so let me know if you can't hear anything. Just take these out. So I had a couple of emails regarding running with buggies. What I use, so it kind of makes sense really. I'm surprised I haven't mentioned this before, but if you are thinking of getting into running or restoring your running, and you've got kids at home and you're homeschooling and stuff, then it kind of makes sense to maybe invest in a buggy, because you can get exercise at the same time as getting them out of the house, giving them, whoever's left at home, a bit of a rest. The kids enjoy it. Younger kids will go to sleep. So there's a lot of tick boxes for getting a buggy. Now I'm not sure at this current time. Only really occurred to me when I left out for a little run this morning. I'm not sure whether they're actually delivering buggies at the moment, but you might well be able to find something on Gumtree, organise some kind of pickup. Now I'm not sure again on the legal, or I don't want to condone that, but I don't know how it works, but you may be able to get your hands on one in the name of exercise. I don't know, it's a very grey area, isn't it? But it's something. If I knew there's a double buggy going down the road and I was going to be able to exercise myself, look after the kids, help with existence, then I'd go and pay for it and pick it up and just chuck it in the back of a car. Personally, I think that could fit into the get some exercise. To do exercise you need tools, don't you? But anyway, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just going to give you a little chat on what I use for buggies and any advice I've got for people who are interested in the idea of getting a buggy to introduce some exercise and get the kids out and get a bit of a rest. So I'll just say hello first of all, because a few people have joined. Hey Mike James, how you doing, my friend? My corner man. I've already announced that Mike James is going to be coming back if, please God, we do the October 29 and 30 Run Chat Live in Brighton again. Mike James has already been announced as coming back. He closed last time for the conference. He's going to open it this time. That's the sort of thing when you roll with me, you go from the closer to the opener. That's how fast your life can change if you stick next to Run Chat Live. Now, it's going to be great to have Mike back. He's the only same speaker. I'll tell you how, he's the only person who's coming back because he is my corner man. He's great. The Endurance Physio. Follow Mike if you don't already. And Mike says, afternoon, Squire. He's actually from Wales. He just puts on a Cockney accent now and again. I love the article in Tess. Oh, yeah, it's true. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was honoured to have my article. I wrote a little piece on using online software to teach anatomy and physiology to a couple of students I've got. One who has got 5% sight and one who is totally blind. And I just wrote about how it was just an experience. It's in the Times educational supplement, so it's all about remote teaching online and what you can do to help students. Obviously that includes a lot of inclusion. Inclusion? That celebrates inclusion and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I've linked to it. It's quite a nice piece, but as I've kind of said, it's all thanks to Charlie and Dave for actually letting me tell their very personal story about their experience in online learning. So yeah, that was good. I was pleased that went in. It was very nice. I hope it gives other teachers and lecturers some ideas. There's a little video there as well. I'm just talking about my experiences. But anyway, yeah, that was Tess. Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much for sharing it as well. Hey Matthew, buggy running is the only one allowed out at the moment. Well, tell me about it, Matthew. It's a real ticker, isn't it? Box ticker for not feeling guilty to go out and run. If you live with a non-runner, it can be hard. I'm lucky, my wife is fantastic in every way, but if you live with a non-runner and there's you going out, coming back with a tan, feeling great, looking good, feeling like the world's your oyster, having a fantastic time with the kids, and because you had that endorphin rush, that's difficult. So I think getting a buggy to soften the blow by actually saying, well, you know what, can I take the two kids out for a while, leave you by yourself so you can put your feet up and have a martini? It's not bad, is it? It's not a bad offer. So yeah, buggy running. I'll talk in a bit about, I've had both of mine from 6 months. The day their neck was on paper able to sit in a buggy at 6 months old, and I was out with them. Yeah. Hey Matt Bosch, how you doing, mate? Michelle Rose, hello. Steve John, Simon Spoon is back. Hey Simon, how you doing? Claire's in the house. Claire Minchell, how are you? I tell you what, for people who follow me, I'll say as well, Claire hopefully will be, if all things go well, also speaking at the Run Chat Live Conference 2020, 29th, 30th of October. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but yeah, the fantastic Claire Minshall, everything you need to know ever about strength and conditioning is in that person. Yeah, so very excited. If the conference happens and everything's okay with Claire, then Claire will be there in Brighton as well. Won't you, Claire? Unless you need to talk to me in private. I hope you will be. Hey Anna, hey Rebecca Farmer, how you doing? Great, so anyway, I don't plan to be around long at this point because it's very windy. But yeah, buggies. So I'm out with a double today. Let's start with a let's start with a single. Let's imagine that you've got a young'un who is now 6 months old, because the minimum age recommended is 6 months, just because of their necks and being able to hold their necks if you go over a bump. So what do you go for? Now I've got my double today, I haven't got my single, but you might have seen in other videos I have what I regard as the best option out there, the Nipper Out and About Sport. Okay, they're typically red and black. I think they do other colours, but most of them are red and black. Nipper is a UK brand, which means the price is a little bit cheaper. The important thing about your buggy is you do need to have pneumatic tyres, which provide a little bit of suspension for the child inside. There are other cheaper versions of buggies which don't have, they're not designed to go running with. Some of them are a little bit sneakily, say you could do a little bit of jogging, but from the literature I've read, you really ought to go to the sports variety, which has got the pneumatic tyres. If you can see here, this is not the Nipper Sport, but that's the big difference. That needs pumping up, by the way. But having basically a bicycle tyre means that your kid's protected inside if you do go over bumps. It just makes a much safer ride for them and an easier one for you. So you, on the cheaper versions, which you think, oh, I've got a right bargain here, it's only 80 quid, they won't have the air tyres. That's the difference, and it will be a harder ride and not as safe for your kid and not as enjoyable for you. So that's the big difference between the sport version and the Nipper. I can't remember offhand how much they are. For babies, for your new ones, I remember trying to think about getting a second-hand one, then suddenly I thought, it's stupid, I'm going to be doing park runs back in the day when we were allowed out to run together. I remember thinking, am I really trying to save 60 quid or 80 quid when I'm going to put my little 6-month-old baby in a contraption and push him around as fast as I can for 5k around a park? And I thought, it's a silly. Spend the extra 80 quid if you can and get a new one. So there's nothing, it's not, a wheel's not going to suddenly fall off. That said, they are very strong. The Nipper Sport that I bought 4 years ago, or 3.5 years ago for my firstborn, I still use it today with the little one, with Archer, and it's just as good. It's brilliant. I did fill the tyres. You can take the tyres to Halfords and they'll put a special kind of internal sealing thing, this green gloppy stuff inside there, which is supposed to help protect it if it does get a puncture. Personally, I've never had a puncture, but then I don't really run it over the downs or anything. It's kind of on either the road, or I do take it on grass. Maybe I've just been lucky, but I've never had a puncture. And yes, that's the Nipper Sport. From 6 months up, it's going to last you until, depends how big your babies are, but I reckon my 4-year-old, yeah, he could still sit inside the Nipper Sport just about, and he's quite a big lad, but so it lasts you for a long time. If you've got any questions about single buggies, then fire away. Let me just have a quick scroll down in case anyone's got any experience they've shared. Mike James says that buggy running saved my sanity for many years. Yeah, thankfully they're now too tall and fat for it. I had 2 friends the other day who I just said, do it. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a couple of £100 expense, but talking about daily existence, as long as you can get it, I'm just a bit worried about whether you can actually get it delivered now. I'm not sure, but if you can, or you can buy if you do need a second-hand one, that's the only way to do it. I'll tell you what, it could change your life. Yeah, it really can. Let me just scroll down and check. Mike James is, man, sure. Yeah, it'd be great. Just Mike and Claire together would be fantastic so far, but there's going to be 8 more speakers there. Have I revealed anybody else yet in the other 8? I'm not sure. Oh, I did reveal another one on one of the other videos. You'll have to scroll through my videos to see who else coming all the way from Canada. Or is it the States? I get confused between the two. Paul, hey Jojo, Paul, how you doing? Matthew Scarsbrook says there's thoroughly enjoying Claire's S&C for therapist course right now. It's true. Big shout out for Claire Minshall's strength and conditioning courses. If you're not familiar with Claire's work, then I'm biased because I'm a big fan. I'm very excited to have her at the conference. But yeah, some amazing online content going out for Claire. Real evidence-based, well delivered. None of this flashy, ridiculous acronyms and stuff which people just create every morning. It's real wholesome, good, sensible stuff. I might have convinced Matthew Scarsbrook to come back for 2020. Well, there you go. Pulling power Claire's got is huge. Anyway, so yeah, the single buggy. The other thing I'll mention about single buggies before I look at the double is they're not necessarily harder to push. A lot of people, when I'm doing park run, they kind of like, they'll say to me afterwards, "Oh, you're very impressive being able to push that thing round." And it's all a bit of a fallacy. I mean, if you're going uphill or against the wind, then yeah, obviously you've got some weight in front of you. But on the flat, you just develop a slightly different running form, and it's not a big deal. I mean, sometimes I've just been doing reps along the seafront because it is windy here today, believe me. I've been doing kind of 30-second on off with a double buggy against the wind, and that's just like today has been a strength conditioning run. It's just been head down, weight on the bars, and just pushing into the wind like a kind of a scrum machine back in school days. But great workout for the quads and yes, you can use your buggy as strength and conditioning as well. But yeah, it's not much harder to run with a buggy, and a lot of the time with a handlebar in front of you, especially if it's adjustable, which is important if you're tall, which is another advantage of the Nipper Sports series, is you can rotate the handlebar up. Then yeah, the buggy can help your running. Anyway, so double buggies. Double buggies I went for, I did get it second hand because one, they're more expensive, two, it's my second child, so obviously you care less about your second child. No, I'm joking. But the one I really wanted is by Britax, and it's the Bob Ironman Dually. It's this one. Let me give you a little look. For me, I reckon these are gold dust. I mean, I managed to pick this one up for 60 quid. I had to drive out, how long ago? 2 years ago, to somewhere near London to pick it up. Typical thing somebody wants to get rid of. The Nipper Sports, you'll be lucky to find it second hand because people have them forever. But these ones, okay, there's not a lot of them around, but kids grow up and they never use them anymore, double. Once the two kids are older, no one's foolish enough to have three kids. So you can find double ones on the market, and you can save yourself an awful lot of money. I think new, the doubles might be like 360, 400 quid, especially as they're made, I think. The Britax Bob Ironman, where's Britax from? Is that an Australian company or? I can't remember. But yeah, gold dust. This one here is absolutely amazing. The two kids, biggest one still sits in it comfortably, so I reckon from 6 months to 5 years old, they're next to each other, they're separated. Just check they're happy. Are you happy in here? No, thank you very much. He's fast asleep. You are happy, aren't you? You go home soon? You happy? Just give me a happy face.
I'll sit down.
It's sat down. You can see they sit very comfortably. It has got a they are quite close together, so there is a risk of them kind of having a go at each other, but that's the only thing which can be annoying. But you solve that by giving them both. It's all about survival when you get your second child, so that's what I tend to do now, especially as they've got power to wind each other with language. Yeah, just if you're out for, I'm never out for more than an hour with them, but yeah, just give them a little iPad each and let them do their stuff. The smallest one falls asleep. It's like me, any motion they fall asleep. But it's a great buggy, double runner. The only thing which it doesn't have, which I wish it did, is I wish the handle here went up. It's not adjustable. Now I'm 6'6", I'm a bit taller than most people, so I do, if I'm running upright, then it is a little bit low for me. I have to crouch over a little bit, But to tell you the truth, a lot of the time with these buggies, if it's not too windy, then you can just push it and then chase it, and you can set yourself so much fun with buggies. Just give it a little push and then chase it, so it's not like you're holding onto it the whole time. If you're doing a park run or something, then yeah, you're supposed to hold onto it the whole time. You've got to have at least one hand on it. Talking of safety, they do come with, or you can buy, a strap there to go around the wrist. I never tend to use it. Maybe I did with the youngest when I first got it because I was scared of letting it go. But they've also got brakes. Both this one and the Nipper Sport have brakes. They also have a back brake for parking on a hill. Yeah, so these are all the little things which a proper sports buggy is going to have: a brake, a parking brake, so you're not just talking to a mate when you've stopped, it's rolled down a hill. These, again, I can't stress enough, if you're going to do it, don't take out your normal buggy, because you're just opening up doors to potential problems and injuries. Talking of that, I think Simon Spooner has asked me the question: any studies on injury risk when buggy running? Injuries to the kids or injury to yourself? I don't know, I doubt there's any studies. I'll tell you what, no, I'm forgetting, I'm getting confused with something else. No, I was going to come out with something amazing then, but it's not. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I imagine the danger is if you haven't got the buggy set up properly, stooping over it. But that's why the sports buggies are so good. You can adjust it to fit to your particular height. I don't know, I'll have to look into that one. I mean, some people will run directly behind it, some people run next to it. I know some runners who will, park runners will quite happily do, I can't remember, I think I read Martin Yellin, these Yellings are the half. I mean, I think he, even now, these days, at his tender age of whatever he is, 40 something, was running like, I can't remember, 18, 17 minute 5k with a double buggy. You have to correct me, Martin, if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, there's still some very, very fast runners with buggies. Yeah, some incredible runners. That's not me at all. But you can do some good workouts with buggies, especially into the wind, because they fill up. This one in the wind is just like I say, a machine, because these bits, they just fill up with the wind, so you literally are pushing not just the two kids, you're pushing a sack full of wind against you, so it's a great leg workout. And of course, when you turn it around, then suddenly you're like chasing the buggy and it's almost pulling you along, so it's great for the return as well. So I think there's a place for buggy running and just normal programs for runners. Mike James says, give me a happy face, is yet to yield a happy face, and neither of my kids are 8 and 5. I know. I think the little one's awake now. Archer's awake. Are you awake, Archer? Hello, beautiful. There you go, they're both awake now, so that means my time is probably up. We're going to go home now, you two. We'll go home. Oh, do you want the iPad? Right, so buggy running, yeah, look into it. Like I say, I'm not sure if they're being delivered. There you go. Better switch it on for him. I'll let this wind die down a bit. I'm not sure if they're being delivered, that's the only thing. If holding with both hands, Simon says, you might have no arm swing. Yeah, you know what? There you go. Got it? I was thinking that today because on LinkedIn there was a question about arm swing and whether I was brought into conversation about whether I play around with arm swing for the runners. For example, if there's crossover on arms, and I got into a debate about that, about not really fixing anything unless it's broken. But it was on my mind today, and I was thinking, like in the wind, both of my arms are definitely on here. One, because I'm protecting it, and two, it just turns into more of a leg workout anyway. I'm just driving and pushing this thing like a scrum machine. You remember, I'm sure you played rugby, Simon, and it's just like getting your head down and pushing against the scrum machine across the whole kind of pitch. But I don't know, long term, if you did it enough, spinal implications, spinal engine theory, you won't want to do it all the time, would you? But I think it gives you an exceptional workout for the legs and the trunk and everything, because you're still staying very fixed. An interesting one. Interesting one. I don't know, maybe someone else. All these two are kicking off now. Why is there an iPad on the floor? Right, it's all kicking off. There you are. Do you want that? No? Okay. Right, there you go. Anyway, if you've got any other comments about buggies, you want to share any other models, anything you've had success with, then maybe leave a comment here. Like I say, for me, it's the Nipper Sport, and then the Britax Bob Ironman Julie, which if you can get your hands on one of them, fantastic bit of kit, and they look the piece as well. Right, with that beautiful noise, you know what that means, don't you, if you're a mother or a father? There you go. Alright people, hope you're well. Like I say, I'm not around quite so much now because I'm lecturing again and do online classes, so excuse my absence, but still getting out every day, still encouraging you to get out at a suitable volume and intensity. Check out my YouTube videos and subscribe if you enjoy them. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow or the day after with some more information for runners and some Q&As. Oh, lovely daddy duties start. Right, take care. See you later on. Enjoy the day.